Hi, allow, Binga,
Hi,
allow,
good
sorry.
afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, friends.
Hi, Abiodun.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mm, I don't know, how many people should I be expecting to join this call? Or has
Hi,
anybody?
good afternoon,
Oh,
Florence.
how you doing?
Good afternoon. So we have about 24 learners in class.
Okay,
So I think we have 6 of them here. So I just dropped a message for them
okay,
on Slack so that they can join in.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
Very well. But hope it wasn't difficult finding your way to this Zoom call.
I mean, it was little traffic here and there, but no one.
Yes, Lagos traffic.
Lagos traffic. Yeah.
It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the call. So you can start whenever you are ready. So yes.
Oh, okay. So there's
Yeah.
no point waiting for everyone.
No, I mean if you have the time, yeah, but if you don't, you can just proceed and everybody will join in.
Okay. I think I'll just wait for 2 more minutes. So that's like 12:05. So that means 5 minutes grace. Then we just start.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Let me get stuff ready. Okay, so this is 12:05, and let me see. I want to start my timer. Sorry, I like timing myself. Can overtalk sometimes. So I'm going to do a quick intro about who I am and what we'll be talking about today, or what we'll be doing today. Then, if you have any questions, there's always going to be slot for questions in between, so don't worry. I'm going to give way for questions. Yes. Oh, host disabled attendee screen sharing. I can't share my screen. Doing. Okay.
Sorry, I just made you the host.
Okay, great. I can share my screen now.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. Okay, so my name is Florence Dairo. I'm a product designer, UI UX designer, everything. So I'll just have a product designer, design strategist, and mentor. Um, I started off product design in 2016, early 2016, January 2016 to be precise. And I worked at Amplify Payments as the sole product designer. And then I was an intern in my own way, and I was learning and picking up skills. But down the line, so I worked with Amplify Payments for 2 years, and down the line in Amplify Payments, we ended up creating a solution I'm really passionate about. Or should I say my baby, called M Transfers. M Transfers is a social banking application that allows people transact on any social media platform. So Instagram, Facebook, you can send money to vendors on those platforms by just clicking on a button on your keyboard, and that's all. I love M transfers because I worked on the project alone. So imagine someone with little to no experience, but was able to find a way around working on that project. I failed some things and I passed some things, but I mean, that's the beauty of picking up new skills and learning new stuff. So later down the line, I think 2019 or 2018, I joined Carbon and also was the sole product designer. And we had to, the major task for me was to create our experience on iOS, but make it a little bit better. I mean, there are a lot of challenges. I mean, engineering challenges were there, PM challenges were there. So there are a lot of challenges, but we were able to get the product up and running. We'll talk about all those things later. Currently, I help clients on TopTal. So clients like Polywork and Shopware. So I've had the opportunity to work with two clients, Polywork, and I'm currently working with Shopware. So for Polywork, I was tasked or I was given the task to create a seamless experience for users trying to, how am I going to explain this? Okay, I want to explain it without saying a lot. So I'm just going to say, think of LinkedIn, but a social LinkedIn. So as opposed to say, I'm currently at TopTal, I can say, oh, today I created a design system for a client on TopTal. So it's more specific to my work as opposed to just the position. So we created a social network, a social network platform, but for professionals. Yeah, I think that's a better way to say it and as vague as possible, but also you have context. But right now I work with Shopware, and Shopware is an automobile auto repair platform. And my job now is to digitize the whole process. So imagine your car has a problem and you call your mechanic to come to your house to fix your car. So as opposed to calling your mechanic to come to your house to fix your car, you can take a picture of what you think the problem is. Maybe send a voice record and say, oh, I keep hearing this sound though at my engine. Is it krr, krr? I don't know what it is. Okay, let me play it for you. Can you hear the sound? Then send it to the shop basically, and they can evaluate your stuff, send a group of mechanics to come to your house to fix the car or to pick the car up to their garage and fix the car. So basically digitizing the process. I don't think we have something like this in Nigeria. So I panicked when I first of all got to this client, but I love challenges. So I'm still there and we've been working on this since May. Yeah, May, April, May, June, July, August, September. So 6 months. Oh, cool. And also by the side, I freelance with other clients outside TopTal. So this is currently I'm with Ajocard. Ajocard is a agent banking platform for basic agent banking. And the whole goal is to try to think of banking with little to no internet. I think that's the easiest way I can explain agent banking. Yeah. So so think of banking for the unbanked. You want money, all you need to do is call someone or an agent and they come to your house, you tell them the amount you want. You have an account with Ajocard and they can give you money from your Ajocard account instead of downloading a mobile banking app like we all do. So that's a little about Florence. Do you have any questions for me so far? Or should I proceed?
Hello, Florence.
Okay. Oh, hi.
Okay.
Hi, Ranting Kuti Omo Wali. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so from what you said, where you worked at first, Amplified Payments, you were the sole designer, and it was like you had to do a lot yourself. And you said the
Yeah.
experience was good at the end of the day because you learned a lot. So would you advise taking up that kind of work as opposed to a more structured company where they have a very large design team?
Oh, good question. So I would say if you know yourself so well, yes, go for it. So this is it. There are two types of people that I believe there are two types of people in this scenario. There might be more. So there are the group of people like me that I can learn on my own, experiment something, ask questions, reach out to other designers in the space, talk to people, figure things out on my own, fail at it, pass at it. I'll just figure it out. And there are a group of people that it makes a lot of sense to them to learn with other experts on their team so that they can solve the problem together. So for me, I did not have a lot of issues because even my CTO then, or co-founder then, was a design-driven person. So there was little to no problem trying to figure myself out. So I don't know so much. I can ask designers in the community, and I can also look at my co-founders or my two founders to ask them questions, and they can guide me. But for some people, they can learn while watching their senior designers work on the project. So I think first of all, just know who you are, then you can now pick the route you want to go on.
Thank you, Florence.
Make sense? Okay. Is there another question? Is there another question or that's all? Right, move on. Okay, so I take it as that's the only question for this. Okay, so before I come to this section, I honestly did not know what to talk about and what we can work on together. So I told Student to reach out to everyone so everyone can tell me what we can do today. And everything here is really mind-blowingly challenging so before I thought, we can just work on a website and design a website together. But wow, I love the way you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking up and let's get this done, which is beautiful. So I picked fintech app because I've worked in this space for a while, but I added a little bit of twist to it. So today we will be creating an experience for a mobile banking application for millennials in Nigeria. Does that make sense? To
Yes,
everyone?
it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay, great. So I want this class to be as interactive as possible. So I'm going to ask everyone stuff. I don't even know how we're going to do this, so I need to be, but don't worry, we'll figure something out. Okay. So the whole idea is I'll ask you what you think something is. You will walk me through how you would approach this project. Then I would vet it. I don't know if that makes sense. So let's say you have this vague brief on your table as a designer, and the task is to design a bank app for millennials in Nigeria. What would you do first? So everyone is talking. Then I will show you what I would do first while everyone is saying something. Who's going to go first? Should I call names? Olusegun, what would you do first? Is Olusegun on the call? Thelma.
Hi, Florence.
Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
Doja.
Okay. Personally, I think we'll have to go through what we've been taught in class so far. So I
Which is
think,
fine. Yeah.
the first thing should be the design thinking process should come in play first. First of all, empathizing with your customer or your users. Um, Empathizing, then you define the problem, we
Okay.
ideate, we prototype, and then we iterate. So, or I think we can go through that process first in the first place, that we need to know um, if there is no mobile banking applications in the market, and if there are, is there any specific problem we want to solve with this particular app? And
Okay.
and this is actually this I think this is actually for millennials. So we have a target audience or a target group that we want to develop this
Beautiful.
particular
Yeah.
app for. So so I think we should be able to differentiate what this app wants to solve, as aside the ones in the market already. I don't think I
Okay.
don't know if I'm making sense at all.
Perfect. You are making
So so
you're
so
making sense.
we need to know the kind of problem we want to solve in the first place. What's the difference this particular app is going to make in the market compared to the existing ones that we have already?
Yeah.
So pick it up from there.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Thank you so much, Doja. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Who's that?
Didi.
Didi.
Yeah,
Hi,
Didi.
Didi. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think the first thing I would do is to get a proper understanding of the problem and then go ahead to frame my design challenge.
Okay. Okay. Simple and short. I like that. Okay. Beautiful answer. So something I want to even mention before we proceed is there's no one way of solving this. I used to love maths when I was in school, so I don't know if anyone loves maths or used to love maths. And there are multiple formulas and you can still get the same answer. So for instance, 2 plus 2 is 4, 3 plus 1 can be 4, 1 plus 3 is 4, 0 plus 4 is 4. So you can go through different routes to eventually get to what we want, but there's no one way to doing it. So for instance, what I'm going to show you today is not the alpha and the omega flow or process of getting things done, but this is my own way of getting things done. You can see that my process and come up with your process or go with it, or I don't know, but yeah, just wanted to say that. So yeah, I have this problem. Oops. I have this. What I do first of all is to go to Miro. It's a, let them even tell you who they are by themselves. I love it because it helps for collaboration, and please don't go to the sign-in page. Can you imagine? Go back. So it's a collective whiteboarding platform that enables distributed teams work effectively together, brainstorming, digital sticky notes, planning. They have a lot of templates from sprints, design sprints to mind mapping, user story. So you can use it for virtually anything you want to do without being in the same room with everybody. All you need to do is just create a document and share the link with everybody, and everyone comes to this board. So my first, oh, I have this somewhere opened already. So the first thing I do is come to Miro, and this my existing project. So I have to move something lit all, and I'm going to call this chicken. Okay, beautiful. So this is still within. Okay. So first of all, I try to understand what this vague brief is saying. And if I have more questions, I can reach out to, let's say, the PM, the founder, basically the PM and the founder. These are the people you start off working with. So let me see. This is to be bigger. So now I'm trying to understand what this is and how we're going to work on this. So first thing for me is I'm about to design a mobile banking. You said I'm about to work on a mobile banking app for millennials in Nigeria. Thank God. So it's not in the whole world. That's fine. So what else? Let me see. Okay, no other questions for me for now. So the next thing is I ask my clients, they have a specific of view they're targeting in terms of platforms. Do they work with Android users or iOS users first? Or do they want us to just do something that works on all the platforms? So as a product designer also, you should know a little bit of the business side, technical side, or as a UX designer, so don't be confused, they're almost the same thing. So you should know a little bit about the business side and tech side. So business side is, why are we doing this? Do we need to make more money? Do we, why? There'll be a lot of why. Why are we, they can come now and they want to solve a particular problem, which is they notice millennials are always on their phone and they want to create a convenient, seamless, super fast way of transacting. So maybe they have an idea, because of course your clients, they already know their product more than you. You're about to do your own research to learn more about the product. Your client dreams about their product and their business day in, day out before they called you. So they know their product, they know their business. When you're arguing with them, just argue carefully because they know their business. So they can come and tell you, we want to solve a particular problem. We believe they are on their phones every day. So I want to create a super fast process or a super fast way for them to transact, number one. Number two, we also want to make it very cheap because we're also here to help them save their money. So they have a bunch of reasons around convenience, safety, security, helping them save their money, grow their money. So I'm just going to say convenience, security. What other reasons would you want a bank? Would someone want to create a bank for you? This one I'm asking everybody. Or what do you look to see in a bank app that is not what is on a traditional bank app right now?
I don't know.
Be able to monitor my subscriptions to my bank app.
Sorry?
Maybe being able to monitor my subscriptions through my bank app.
Yeah. Thelma.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if, like, I think you already have that already, like fast, so that I don't have, just avoid the long bank queue. So you already put that up.
Oh, long bank queue. Okay, convenience. Okay, cool. Thanks. We can add more later on, but let's say this is what they gave you first of all, that this is why we want to just create it for millennials and not for everybody. Let me see. Then we talk about platform. Of course, the business, they want to say all the platforms, they want it to be ready as soon as possible. That means you would want to go design in an hybrid application. So hybrid is a combination of iOS, Android together. And you can, other examples are Flutter. I don't know if you've heard of Flutter. Okay, that's a bit more technical. So, but for now, I'm just going to say iOS and just leave it as iPhone users. What else? So what this means for me, when they say, oh, we are just focusing on the iPhone users, I think towards using their the phone technology. So for instance, I can use Face ID to unlock my phone, right? So that means I'm thinking towards what can I use Face ID to do in the app? Maybe bring in NFC if they have NFC somewhere, maybe in a shopping mall. So all I need to do is hit my phone somewhere and make my payment and keep it moving. Okay, don't worry. So this is iOS. Next question I'm asking myself is, who am I?
Hello, just a quick one.
Hi,
Sorry.
Doja.
Yeah, you mentioned hybrid platform. That means you should be able to work across different platforms. So
Across, yeah.
yes. So I think it shouldn't only contain we shouldn't only allow iOS users to use. What about Android users? They should be included in this app ordinarily.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, I said we should cut them out. But if you want, we can do a combination of both of them, which is the hybrid.
Okay. All right. Let's just continue with this thing.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to focus on one is so we can talk about the design language for that guy when we get to UI. So if we're doing Android, we can talk about material design language. So we do Android. If we're doing iOS, we do iOS. But if we have to do Flutter or something hybrid, we will have to create our own design system and build the product. So should we do Android or iOS, or should we do both?
Let's
Just create something
continue with the iOS because we are used to Android
Oh, yeah, I
platform.
used Android already.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
At
So
least
iOS.
the UI UX part. Sure.
Okay. Oh,
Please, can we
beautiful.
create
Okay.
our own design systems, please, for both platforms?
Okay. Okay, we can create like a style guide, something very fast. So yeah, let's do both of them. So we can create like quick style guide. So I'll say hybrid. So who are we designing for? Millennials. Whenever you're working on a project, always act like you don't know. So it's completely fine. You know who millennials are, but it's completely fine for you to come back to Google. Google is always your friend. So they have something, Google have something you don't know almost every day. So let's come here. Google, between 28 to 38, where am I? Millennials. Who are you guys? Age group. 28 to 38. What else do we need to know from you? Ideally, an ideal way to do this. So this is on Dex research, which is just going through Google, reading findings by other researchers. Alternatively, so for instance, at Carbon, I was opportune to work with an already existing user base. So all I had to do was to reach out to our customers to get more information, to be able to design new features or to be able to design the application, the iOS application. But for this scenario, let's say we don't have existing user base. So I start off with Google and okay, I know their age group. What else do I need to know about them? Definition characteristics. What is Generation Z? Anyway, oops. I'm going to skim through real fast. Okay, so let me be more specific and say mobile banking for millennials. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let me see. Wait, can everyone see my screen? This side of my screen.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we
okay.
can.
So I like something that might help my design if I find something. So exactly this. But most of the time, the PMs would have done their research for you. They will get you product information you need to know. So I don't really need to go and start digging for product information like I'm doing right now. They'll get you a little bit of user. So basically, the product manager would have gotten all the information you need. I would have prepared a proper design brief for you to work with. So this is based off of the scenario where there's no design brief. The PM is just lazing around, screaming, "Where are my screens?" And you are now doing this work. So this is, which in most cases is what you experience in Nigeria. I might be wrong, I don't know. So Juma found that 93% of millennials who use mobile banking had abandoned the transaction because of a forgotten password. Interesting. So we forget our password a lot. Interesting. To get around this, bank needs to be on the standard and possible soon to be outdated authentication method such as passwords to move forward. So now we understand why people use fingerprints or Face ID to complete a transaction. And that's because someone did more research and it shows that 93% of millennials forget the password. So, okay, let me go back to my board. What can I call this guy? Might forget our password. Methods encouraged. Okay, so the reason why I'm using the word might is this is based off of someone's research with a group of people. When it comes to research or design, people are very vast. I like yellow, but the shade of yellow I like might be different from the shade of yellow Didi likes or Telma likes. So it's safer for you to say might than when you do your usability tests. You can ask questions to justify or to you can ask questions to justify this, that, oh, would you remember your password? And I'm like, just 4 digits. Of course now I remember my password when I'm not old, that kind of thing. So I can work with something generic, make it might, or make it just, oh, not definite, to like test it and get concrete feedback. So we might forget our password. And I'm saying we because I'm not supposed to say we because I'm also a millennial. So am I a millennial? Is that the age group for millennials? I'm so sorry. I think I'm about to figure something. Interesting. 23 to 38. Okay, so we might forget our V. Let me forget. Impartial alternative methods are encouraged. What else do we need to know about them when it comes to banking? ability to scan. So according to this person's research, millennials are logging into their mobile banking apps most often to schedule person-to-person mobile money transfers, transfer funds between accounts, check their transaction history. Okay. So somebody said that you guys do this stuff. This is what you do with banking. This is what you do with banking. Um, Comprehension. So this is me targeting, should I say, the high-end millennials. So this person is technically very strong, communication skills very strong, comprehension skills too very strong. But you know that's not usually the case. It's not all millennials that are technically very strong or they can speak great English. So, but let's work with like the high end. Or should we work with the low end? Which one would you guys prefer?
I think both of them should be accommodated so that nobody will be left out in using the app.
Yeah.
At least
Okay,
the
yes.
average user should be able to have access to the app itself.
Yeah. That makes sense. Also, something I need to point out. Yeah, it makes sense to be inclusive and have everyone join in the app. But there are some businesses that deliberately churn off a group of users. And if that is what your CEO wants, you can talk to your CEO and say, oh, it makes sense for us to be inclusive. And he's like, no, I don't want to get the low income earners. I want to get high income earners, and we should create a solution that targets those people. So that is a different ball game. Do you understand, Doja? So,
Okay,
but
yes. So that
yeah, so I just want
like having a target group.
exactly. So there are sometimes that your CEO will come up and say, oh, For instance, I'm sure Apple, when they started off, it was more like we are going for the people that have big money. We don't want 20K people. We want the 200K people. So let's go for them. So when you're designing for those kind of people, you can't say, oh, let me get the small guys in. But that's, by the way, that's not part of what we are doing. But just remember that, and I wanted you to know that everything should still be tied to what your CEO wants or what your PUM wants, or should I say like business goal, basically. But yes, so let's be inclusive. So we have the very strong person, we have the not so strong person, technically. Technical knowledge. So let me use on a scale of 0 to 10, technical knowledge, 9, technical knowledge, 3, communication skill, 10, communication skill, 3. What do I need to know? I need to know a typical day in their lives. So now let me call this person. I don't know what to call this person. Let me just use it. Doja has been answering my questions, so I'll call this person Doja. And I will call this person Flux. Let me see. What else do I need to know? I need to know a typical day in everyone's life. So a typical day in Flux's life. So, oh yeah, so I don't have enough technical knowledge. I can't speak good English. So that means I wake up in the morning. Market, I guess, because I'm helping my mom at the mall. So I'm still like the bougie part of the poor people. And so I'm getting ready to the day. Let me just figure out the day. So I have a phone. Oh, we're doing both, right? I have a really good Android. So I'm going to say I use a Samsung. I'm not so good with Samsung phone, but I use a Samsung phone. In a month, I earn, helping my mommy to sell the little we can get to be like 75K. I'm not sure if that's a lot. And I also save. I have my own savings. Right now, I've saved up to 150K. I'm so proud of myself. What else can I tied to finances? So this, what we are doing right now is creating a persona. The reason why it's like this, I'm thinking of it like, so when I want to create a persona, all I do is ask a group of people a bunch of questions, groups, and give them names. So let's say Florence interviewed Thelma, Ebube, Tayo, and all of them fall in between, all of them fall in Flux group. Does that make sense? So this is how I create my persona. So I ask them questions like, tell me what a typical day looks like to you. So from there, I can get most of the information I need to know about how they live their life. But because this is a mobile banking application, the questions are now going to be tied towards how they spend money, how they save money, and how they deal with money generally, maybe virtually or with cash. So in a month, I don't have DSTV, so I don't have any monthly subscription. So monitoring subscription will not be for Flux. It might definitely be for Doja. So in a month, I spend let me see. I buy airtime, I buy MB, small MB. I don't have too much money. I buy food. When I'm super blessed, I eat from Chicken Republic. So let's say in a month I spend 30K. I'm not sure if this is a deal. What else do I need to know? What application do I use nowadays to do all this stuff? Or first of all, do I use online banking? First of all, yes, I do. I use online banking because, and the next question for me will be, oh, why do you use online banking? I use online banking because it's fast. I like the fact that I don't need to go stay on the queue. I can stay in my mom's shop, send money. I can stay in my mom's shop, buy airtime. I can stay in my mom's shop, do this, okay? So what app do I use right now for this guy? I use GTB. What else do I need to know? What don't I like about GTB app? Okay. Charges. More like me. How much do I have in my account? They're charging me every day. All those unwanted come to the bank and fill up something. Let me see, what am I going to call this guy? Some charges. What else I like about GTB? Something tied to my ATM, swallowing my card, or what else don't I like? I think I also like. What else do I need to know? Is someone about to say something?
Yeah, at times the charge SMS charges are included at times. So probably in a month,
Yeah.
maybe they charge you for that one as well. ATM
Yeah.
charges, ATM card
Yeah, and
maintenance, or
ATM
some we call
charges
it
too.
ATM card maintenance, blah blah blah.
Issues and charges. Yeah, true. Doja, don't turn off your mic yet too. You still come and talk about yourself. So I'm just going to leave this. Then I'm going so what I'm going to do, we'll act a little drama. And this is me
Okay.
interviewing Doja, but let's say your name is not Doja, but you just happen to fall
Okay.
in this category called Doja. So now as a designer, I'm trying to come up with a persona and I want to get to know more about you. So I'm going to ask something like, what's your name? Or can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Yeah, let's start with that one. Then everyone should look at my screen and take note of what I'm going to take note of. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so Doja, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a network administrator. I'm trying to switch careers, so that's why I'm into UI UX. Um, I'm excited about making things work, as in designing platforms, and seeing your product work and being used by people, and then by the flexibility of the job role. And what else do I need to say? I want to be rich.
Of course, of course.
Okay,
So
interest,
is
interest. Okay.
excited about making things work, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interest.
Wanted to say something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, um, I watch movies once in a while, and then I like watching football a lot.
Movies, football. Okay.
I don't really go out like that every now and then. If I have time, if I have time, I'm money. Okay, let me see. If I have time and there is a light, okay, I can be playing games at home.
Okay. Games. Okay. Doesn't like going out so much. I'm going to say possibly.
I'm an indoor person, okay.
You're an introvert.
Yeah,
Or
not an introvert. not
so
like
what will you
that.
call yourself?
Just an indoor person. Just like staying indoors.
Okay. Is this because of Corona?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just leave this here. Then what else? Okay, so I know a little bit about you. Your age group falls between 23 to 38, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so yeah, my right person. What else? Okay, so now this is a little bit about you. Tell me what a typical day looks like for you.
Well, I wake up early in the morning, say my prayers, go to work. Um, at work, solve some issues that needed to be solved. Do
Okay.
some personal things about my personal development in short. Read some news once in a while,
Oh,
and then
interesting.
yes, and then check
Mm-hmm.
maybe football news and
Interesting.
interact with friends on my mobile device if needed, and then speak with some people over the phone as well.
Okay. Okay.
And then on the savings part, well, I save money, and
Oh, I know.
then
I'm not.
I,
I'm not getting there.
I spend when
I'm not
it's
getting there.
needed.
Okay, so you save and okay, so let's go into spending. So you go to work. I'm coming. I just want to see if I'm missing anything. Wake up, go to work. Interact with people, read news. Okay. So now, how do you use any online banking application right now?
Yes. I use two majorly. Yeah, I use two, just two.
Oh, two. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
GTB First Bank, First Mobile, what they call that their application.
okay. So why do you use both of them?
Well, the initial plan is just to cut my spending,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm able to do to some just to some extent, and the
Interesting.
convenience of sending money and receiving money.
Okay.
And it's still safer for me, at least.
Did you say spending and saving money,
Yes.
or just spend?
To
Okay.
monitor my spending.
Okay, monitoring.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Convenience and for my convenience. Not a very patient
Okay.
person. I don't like waiting in the bank for too long.
Okay. So convenience. That will be convenience. Spending. I will put of keeping, spending, and monitoring. Why do you want to monitor your spendings?
Well, um, everybody virtually wants to monitor their spending, so you won't spend out of your budget. Is you won't spend beyond what you make on a monthly basis. You might think about okay, I'm saving like, let me say, just an instance, if someone is saving like 20K or 30K per month, in 3 months
Mm-hmm.
you should have like 90K, and then in like 1 week or 2 weeks you end up spending like 60K out of the month, out of the 90K you've saved over 3 months.
Yeah.
Doesn't really
Yeah.
make much sense, except
That
it's
does not
very
make.
very
Yeah.
except it's needed.
Okay. So right now, what percentage of your income do you save right now?
It's a bit hard. Oh, let's say
Just put
30%.
vague,
Okay.
exactly.
Let's
Just
say 30%. Let's say 30%.
great. Okay, so, and what percentage do you spend?
Ah,
Vague.
let's assume I spend 50%,
Okay.
and 20% goes to what do they call these people again? PFA or something.
PFA.
Yes,
Okay, what's PFA?
pension fund administrator.
Okay. That'll be like tax and all those things. What else do I need to know about you? Oh yeah, you mentioned that GTB and First Mobile helped you reduce spending. That's why you're still using both of them. How did they help you reduce spending?
No. The thing is, if I have this funny idea of if I of thinking a lot of money I have in my account, I can just spend them anyhow. So if I have two, initially I didn't have the other app, but for convenience, so it's like I'm running those two apps, one for keeping safe, and then the other one for just normal transactions. So one is strictly for just saving
Okay.
it, so that you just save it there in case you need an emergency fund. You just pick it from it, always save from it.
Okay. I'll say transaction account, and you have used the other account for savings, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is how, in your own way, this person has helped you monitor and spend less. Okay. Um. Okay. So let me just run through reason why I've taken note of some stuff. So, you're a network administrator, and the reason why I took note of that is you are familiar with the internet and using your phone. So I can come back here and say technical knowledge can be 10, for instance, and it's still an assumption based off of just one statement, which can always be wrong. And I can justify it when I'm testing my application. That's usability test. You are excited about making things work. Oh yeah, so you're switching your career right now. So, and you're moving into something that is excited about how things work. So that means I should pay little attention to making. Okay, sorry, I'll have to mute you. So I should pay attention to like wowing you in my app because you excited about these football games. This means I can business go. I can tell my CEO that, oh, we have people that are interested, that movie enthusiast, football enthusiast, or game enthusiast. We can partner with maybe Netflix and get you to spend more money. So we'll make more money. But I will also help you to be disciplined so you don't spend more money. But just in case we have some of you that will be open to spending more money, we can leverage on your interest. Possibly an introvert. Why did I write this stuff? There's a reason why I wrote this. I remember coming. This guy in your life. Read. Is there something I can do? Interact with friends, chats and calls. So that means bills payment. I should make bills payment really easy to use. Maybe I can think towards the line of if you are running low on airtime, we can automatically top up your credits so that your calls, since you enjoy making calls with your friends, but not all the time, but at least those times, if you talk more than what you have in your account balance, we can just tell you, oh, we borrowed you 5,000 euro or borrowed you 2,000 euro. You can pay us back because you're our loyal customers. So something different from a typical bank app. So I can think towards the line of So this will just be a possible a suggestion to the business team or to my PM that can loan you airtime if you want, airtime credits or bills, anything related to bills. So I'm just going to put dot, 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 and change the color. Let me say we might, just in case they say, no, Florence, we can't do that. So you use this. Now, you talked a lot about this guy, so I'm going to assume that you are very interested in monitoring your spendings, because the major reason why you even have two accounts is to reduce the way you spend money. And you were deliberate that, okay, one account is for transaction, one is for savings. I love the fact that they're convenient. I mean, there is convenience with them and in spending or saving money with the way you're doing it. And you love the fact that you can monitor your spending. You have a budget, and from your income, you can keep to your budget, something like that. So that means to this group of users, Doja, the primary thing will be to monitor his spendings and to monitor spending, reduce spending, basically spending. And we, as a business, the plus thing we can do for you is to loan you airtime or credit. We can also create a budget system or a budgeting system. It's a system. Or a finance manager, basically. So this person can create, manage, help you save, do anything you want to do to your money. Manager looks weird. So this is for this person. You're trying to manage your money. And for this person, you are trying to, should I say, save more? I'm trying to save more, and also convenience is also something you want. So for Flux, she's trying to save more, and she's also interested in convenient way of doing everything. Okay, so this is a little. So from here, I can now create the proper. Oh, this is Doja. Doja is create the persona, but this is my own way of creating my persona. I just ask a couple of questions, then take note of, oh, can we also bring Generation Z? Oh, I'm just seeing all these messages. So in my own way, this is my own way of creating persona. Ask a couple of questions from everybody, but simplest way is to start with a typical day, then in a way tie it to the business goal and tie it to, oh, also Doja, what phone do you use right now?
Oh, yeah, I use an Android phone actually.
Android, what phone specifically?
A Samsung.
Samsung, what?
J something series. J if I was the name of that. It's Samsung phone.
Samsung J something series. Okay, so I'll tell you exactly why I'm asking for the main phone. So, but for now, I'll just say, Florence, Flux is using iPhone SE or iPhone 5, that old phone, because I don't have money. Do you have any other gadgets, Doja?
No. Well, there's another tab.
Okay, tablet. Do you use it? Do you use it often?
Not every now
to
and then,
send
just once,
money?
just there. No, not active.
Okay, so that's fine. Well, I'm just going to stop here, but there's still like a lot of questions. We just started with typical day and we tried to break it down and tie it back into business goal. Other ways to get more information about your user will be monitoring them. So that means it's called shadowing. How to do that is I will come to Doja's house or Doja's office, ask for his permission first of all, then walk with him around the office or walk, just monitor him. So as opposed to Doja tell me what a typical day looks like, I am learning from him, I'm observing him, and I'm looking at what he's doing. So the reason for that is a couple of user researchers or researchers generally believe that people say something to come off as being one of the best, as being the best version of themselves, and they do something else. So that means Flux can tell me that she uses iPhone 5 and a typical day is to get ready and go to her mommy's shop and something and make it sound really cool. Like I go to my mom's store is in the mall, blah 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 blah, and I just sit there and press my phone. But in reality, if I have to shadow Flux, she does not only sit there and press her phone. Maybe at the point she picks up a book and she reads a book, or maybe she does some other smaller things that she did not even know that she's doing. That will also help me create a seamless experience. So that's shadowing, and not a lot of people do it. I think I've read articles where Uber does stuff like that. I've attempted to do it once when I was at Carbon. It's a beautiful experience. So, but shadowing is one way to learn more about users. What else do I want to talk about when it comes to persona before we move on? Yeah, I think that's so. But always, you can always find more information on Google if you want, and maybe how to create user persona or something. There's always something online. I don't want to waste so much time. So who are we building this for? How are we going to build this? When do we want to launch? That's for time. Okay, and then move to how. How we just want to do iPhone, we want to do Android. I'm going to call this product requirements, but it's not product requirements. I'm trying to remember. But basically, now we just want to list out what we want in the product or in our app. Based off of what we've learned from Flux and Doja, we now know that they both want something super fast that will not stress them at all because they don't like stress. So I think we wrote a couple of things there from that article. So I'm just going to bring this guy somewhere. Super fast. And easy flow. Super fast would be for the tech side. / there's a bit of design. Easy flow or easy to use flow, whatever. They don't want queue. So that means we have to think of a way that they're not coming to queue at our office, because both of them mentioned that no queues, please. Oh yeah, so you can always play with I like playing with my sticky notes because it's just for me. If I have to present it to someone, I'll now have to clean it up very well. There's this side. Let me bring this side back. So that's why this is there. No queue, please. Oh, they talked about charges. Oh, charges. I don't know. What else did they talk about? What they look to have or what they would like to have. Doja was like, he wants a bank that can help him manage his finances. So let me see how can I craft it? A bank that can help me manage my finances. Bank cares about my finances. Flux Oil is a bank that can help me save. Okay, we can limit it here and let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay, I can stop this guys here. So now the next thing is, how can I make it super fast or easy to use? So super fast, I need to also remember that I am designing for an iPhone user or a group of iPhone users and a group of Samsung users or Android users. So we can leverage on a similar technology, maybe fingerprint, that is on the two devices, and Face ID in terms of tech. Oh, sorry. What else? What else do they have? Doja, what's one super cool thing you like about your Samsung phone?
Well, before now it's the picture quality. However,
Picture quality.
one
Picture
the one
quality.
thing I like is the fingerprint recognition in it. You can lock and unlock the phone using fingerprints. And I use that for one
Yeah.
of the for if okay, two of the apps have the functionality.
Okay. Which one? Oh, the two bank apps.
Both, yes. So both of them.
Okay. Okay. So picture quality can help there. Fingerprint Face ID. No queue, please, is generic. Charges. Oh no, this is business. The bank that cares about my finances. How can we care about their finances? He suggested something about, oh, you have your budget, you have your income, and it tells you when to spend. So I'm thinking to in a with PFM. PFM is personal finance manager. Internet, okay. That can help customers. Let me see. Customers spend wisely, basically. Okay, let me just take this away. Help Flux. I can do free transactions to help us save money. How else can we? Oh, and also when doing this product requirements, an alternative way of coming with a product requirement as opposed to what I'm doing is to use an aspect of design sprint. So design sprint is also another way of going through. I'm not thinking I should have used design sprints. There's also another way of going through a task. So there are different processes, like I mentioned before. So design sprints, you understand. And the beauty about design sprints is you're not doing this alone. You're doing this with your PM, a representative from the CS team, that's the customer service team, someone from the business side, someone from product, that's PM, someone from tech, that means maybe tech lead or someone from tech, someone from data analysis or your data team if you have that in your company. So basically you have everybody in the room and you ask a bunch of questions and they're always there to tell you, oh, okay, we can do that. Oh, we should be able to do this. So for instance, when I came here and I was like, or we might be able to loan them airtime credits or ND if they are running low without them coming into the app. We can have someone from business say, oh, let's quickly weigh the cost for the company. It really cost us a lot to keep borrowing them money. What if they don't pay back? What's the bad side? What's the good side? So we can have someone trying to analyze this suggestion. Create a solid finance manager. We can have the PM think through, oh, what will now be the major ingredients of this finance manager? So basically, you have a group of people in the room, you're coming up with possible suggestions, and they are telling you, and everyone is there to answer your questions or to say, oh, no, this is not possible, or this is technically possible, or this is not possible at all. So for instance, free transactions, we can have the business team say, oh, free transactions, okay, oh, that would be too expensive on the company. Let's just say we can give you free 30 free transactions. So it's free transactions for, maybe 30, your first 30 transactions in the month will be free. Will be free. So this is from the business side. I'm now saying, oh, this person wants to save. We can, and we also have card, our social mobile banking app as a physical card or a virtual card. So we can do something where wherever she mentioned ATM, so that means she uses the ATM or she tries to pay something online. So whenever she tries to pay something, we charge we help her save 20%, for instance. And there'll be somewhere in settings where she can edit 20% and change it to, no, don't help me save money. So that means helping Flux save X percentage of our spendings. Yeah, of our spendings. So for instance, Flux goes to, she's not so rich, so she goes to, Chicken Republic, and she buys one of those their combos that is maybe 1/8. For this 1/8, we are going to help Flux save, let's say the agreed amount is 10%. So for the 1/8, we'll help Flux save, is that 18 naira or 118 naira? Fuck. My life. So help Flux save 118 naira. So that means she spends 1,800. We debit her 1,800, but we move 118 naira into our savings account. I don't know, does that make sense to everybody? Is everyone sleeping?
Yes, it does. But then,
Yeah.
is it not like then you now have the technical team saying, is that possible? Technical and business team saying, is that possible?
Exactly. So, but this is now from the product team. We're in the room. I'm saying, oh, let's help Flux save money on her spending, so she can spend more and save more, which I don't think Flux will have a problem with. But when we start doing our usability test, we'll know if this will be a problem. But let's do this. So technical team will now say, this should not be a problem. All we need to do is put spendings into percentage, and that's fine. Business team, I don't think business will be able to, because the company is not spending money. All we are just doing is we're helping you hold money. We also need to let Flux know that we're helping her hold money, and she can take her money away anytime she wants. So maybe this can work. How else can we help Flux save money? So free transaction, up I say 30%, 10%. We can give her competitive interest rates that is super high. So interest rates can be 25%. Business would say, no, this is too much. We can't do that. Let's do 90% per annum. So we're giving us something that nobody in the whole world is giving us. Nobody in Nigeria, first of all. Okay, creating a solid PFM. How can we help Doja manage his money? can have a spending limit. Can have a spending limit on maybe on his card and on his main account. So that means when he's spending beyond his spending limits, we notify that also spending limit for the month was supposed to be 50,000. You're now spending 49,000. You have 1,000 naira to go. Do you want to increase? Do you want to stop spending? Do you want to save from anyone? We can also help him save, help him spend. So have a spending limit. What else? What else? We have a spending limit on all these categories. All expense category.
Probably giving him investment funds.
Oh, yes, because we want to help him grow his money. So give him competitive investment plans with beautiful rates. What else? What else? Well, okay. So I'm trying not to spend so much time on that. Oh, they have great phones. They can do this. This is good. And according to that article we read before, we saw that millennials, this is what they look out for. They would like to schedule person-to-person money. And also, that article is not for Nigerians, so that can also be a problem. Where is it? I think this is, no, this is not. Two charts. Okay, Doja asked if I should interview someone else as opposed to just having two hop on this. Proceed. Just to you that. Thanks, Doja, for the suggestion. Okay, everyone's quiet, so I'm just going to move with what I have right now. Investment savings, bill payment, expense tracking, online business loan. Oh yeah, okay, I stumbled on this application, really good. How to create ultimate mobile banking app. People like, interesting. This one, they're creating it for Generation Z. All these millennials, and they are Generation Y. Okay. Yeah. So they have a profile, which in our case, we have two profiles. And the two profiles, they're just representative of a group of other people inside. This person, what was this person's name? Kind of geek. Said to appeal to your target audience, you need to create an application that is engaging, intuitive, customizable. Oh yeah, customizable. I love, we need to talk about something like that. Customizable. So what that means is I can give Doja and Flux the ability to do whatever they want to do with the app, but from customer side. So that means you can select fingerprint, face ID, password. That's your ID. So basically just to make sure the user feels like just to give them that power that, okay, this is your app. You can do this, do whatever you want to do. So they can tweak what they want. They can move cards that maybe, okay, I don't want to see my account balance. I want to see my card balance. So swap the card where you owed and you can swap the card. I think I've seen stuff like that. Interaction with content, give this Easter egg, add Easter egg, several this reward. Fine. Notification for different purpose. Video content, humor. Okay, I think I like this article. I can use this article as a guide while we work on this project. Okay, so close all my unnecessary tabs. I mistakenly closed something. Okay, now, so this is it. So the next stage for me is to create a flow. So these are things I do not want to forget when I'm creating the flow that is still tied to the users and that have been agreed from business side or technical side, because they're like, oh yes, we can technically do this between now and the end of the year. And business is like, oh yes, we can allow 30 free transactions. So basically we've all agreed to do something like this, maybe more than this, but let's say this. And the next is for me to create the flow. Let me see if I'm not forgetting anything. So ideally, let me see. Depending on the product, most people start with sign in, sign up, home, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I like to start from the middle to create the flow for the most, maybe pick a feature and start from there. I'm trying to see what we should do here. Okay, let's start from the middle. So we see budget, we see savings, and we see investments. Budgeting, savings, there's investment, which I'm sure is the same thing with savings. There is
customization.
Sorry?
Customization.
Yeah, that can come in between the flows. There's transfers. Yeah, bill payments. So I'm going to call this money, just normal money transfers. And we have payments. See bill payments. I think airtime, bills, airtime, and I think that's all. Bills and airtime. So we talked about spending money, talked about savings, we talked about budgets, hotels, what else? Then I can have my sign up, sign in somewhere down. I don't know why I keep doing this, sorry. Can have my sign up and my sign in. So the reason why I don't start with sign up, sign in is in case we need more, in case we need documents or more information from the users to be able to help them, to be able to them do this stuff. At least I know that, oh, we need to ask them for this the flow for each of these items. So if I want to do transfers, for instance, okay, let me just start. Let me start with transfers. Let me use blue. if you want to transfer, what do I need? I need to have the person's account number. I need to know I'm transferring from my account. Do I want to create 2 accounts? Because somebody had to open 2 accounts with 2 different banks. So do I want my products to have 2 different accounts? One for savings, one for something else. Okay, to avoid any complexities, let's just say 1 account. So I need to know my beneficiaries account number or account details. And what we have inside is the account number, account name. I think that's all. Then I need to share account details. I need to have amounts. I need to know how much I'm sending to them. I need to
be able to see transaction details.
I need to see transaction details. Wait, who was that?
Thelma.
Thelma. Oh, great, Thelma. Cool. In my mind, I have some of my favorite students that are talking to me. Don't mind me. Transaction details. So now if I want to, okay.
Aside transaction, okay, they should be able to also save beneficiaries. Maybe.
Yeah, you should be able to save beneficiaries. Do you know why?
Do I know why?
Yes. Do you know why they should be able to do this?
Yeah, just in case they have like maybe for instance now you send money to your mother every month, you know,
Every
as
month.
opposed to always asking her for her account details. You can easily just go there and get out details.
Okay, so you mentioned every month. You said something about every month.
Yeah, if you need to
Come
send.
back to this.
Oh, okay.
Money. So yeah, the reason why I'm asking, do you know why, is lately, so most of the time, or sometimes, let me just say sometimes I see designers design stuff and they don't really know why they are adding those features. I mean, sometimes it's good. Sometimes I add stuff and I honestly don't know why. I just like that it is there. But it makes sense to sometimes also know why you are adding beneficiaries. So left to me, I would have just saved beneficiaries. But now you mentioned something about, you mentioned a scenario, or you cited a scenario where you would send money to your mom every month. So that means I can do save beneficiaries and I can also do save transactions where I can, let me call this in.
Or recurring transfers.
Or make this a recurring transaction. And this is just by asking why from save beneficiaries. So you see the beauty of why. Why is a very powerful word. Okay, so now if I want to arrange this in the order of like a flow.
Sorry, just a quick one. I think we should include whether it's interbank transaction or intrabank transactions, because there are 2 different things. Some come with some charges and some doesn't.
Okay, so there are 2 different things to me as a company, to me as from the technical side. But do you think there are 2 different things to the user? Or is just the charge that is a major difference?
Yeah. The charge is a major difference. Assuming, okay, let me put a scenario. If you need to transfer just like maybe 1,000 to someone, and then you charge maybe 25 naira or 15 naira. To some people, it's too much for them. You get the point?
Yeah, I totally get you. I mean, I feel like is an additional unnecessary step when I have to disturb my user and say, oh, are you sending money to the same account? Or are you sending money to different accounts? If the major difference is the charges, I can just say, oh, input the account number and the account name, and I tell you this will cost you X amount of naira because you're not sending to the same account bank person or to the same bank person. Does that make sense?
I get you. I get you in some way.
Okay, so that said, let me quickly introduce you to something called laws of UX, where okay, what is the name of this guy? Oh, this guy. I think I kept it in my bookmark. Oh my God. Someone summarized it so the laws of UX were just on one page, but I can't find it. So I'll just go with TopTal because I've seen this infographic. It's actually a beautiful one. Where is it? Oh, great. Takes time to make decision. Oh yeah. So the time it takes to make a decision, X law, the time it takes to make a decision increases when the number of complexity of choices increases or something like that. Let me go for the main law. So increases with the number and complexities of choices. So basically the point is I want to try to limit the number of fields or the number of information I'm going to ask from you as much as possible. So if I have to take just one question off the list and also try to clearly explain to you that this will cost you more because you are doing interbank transaction and not intrabank transaction. I think that is a little bit better than asking them, do you want to send to the same bank or outside the same bank? Just one. But yeah, I mean, it's really this is not like a huge problem, but in terms of when you start thinking of building or designing other products, just always put that in the back of your mind, the laws of UX, and try to use it.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
I understand very well. Perfect.
Another thing is you can be 100% right and I can be 100% wrong. When we test it, they're like, you could have told me since now that maybe I want to do intra-bank transaction in that. So why are you confusing that? So that's the beauty. Don't worry. It's also beautiful. So now in terms of flow, I'm thinking, Georgia asked me to send him 5,000 euro. Okay, so I'm about to send Doja 5,000 euro. What is his account number? So I'm thinking next account number. I'm thinking what bank does he? Then we can verify. I think I mentioned transaction details or something. So we verify them.
Yeah, most banks call it narration.
Narration.
Aside the verification, as in what you're sending or transferring the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Description.
Yeah. On my own bank app is narration.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Verify the details. Okay, so
Sorry, but
that's not it.
yeah, the narration, can we do it in a way that it can be skipped? Because for me, I see it as stress sometimes. For First Bank, I think is compulsory. Why for GT?
Oh,
It's not compulsory. So
it's optional.
can we make it optional and not required?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. That's a good one.
we need to know why. Let me see. Optional. But yeah, I agree. It's not supposed to be compulsory. What if I don't have anything to say? I'm just sending you 5,000 euro. So transaction description. Optional. So amount, how much am I sending to this account number, bank name? Then you verify and show me the full name. Then
Sorry.
okay.
Is it compulsory to select the bank name? Like, can't we just
yes,
move that out from the account number?
From my account number.
Like, they
Well,
need to figure out
so the bank, right? So there are some, you can't completely get the, should I say, the beneficiary's details until you have the bank name. So in some cases, I'm not sure how it technically works, but in some cases, you can have maybe 0123, and 0123 is Zenith Bank. If you have 01234 can be GTB. But in some cases, you can have 0123, and they are both for Zenith Bank, GTB, First Bank. But the next number determines the bank. So if, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. But anyways, when they were explaining to me, it made a lot of sense. Because this was also a question I asked.
It's a technical issue.
Yeah, and I think it's the way the bank designed their own process and system. And maybe hopefully someone in the fintech space will come up with a cleaner way to have account number without having bank name, and you verify your details, hopefully. But that's the way they've done it, and we just have to play around it.
Okay,
transaction is optional. So that means I'll send you money. I have your account number. I know your bank name. I've been able to verify that it's Dodger. I might not enter a transaction description, and I think I'm done. So that means the next thing for me is to authorize this transaction.
I think after we verify all the whatnots and the transaction description, maybe there could be like a link to save as beneficiary.
Okay, before they authorize.
Yeah, before you send, before you the CTA button to send.
Okay. Why would you want it to be before and not after? Is there a reason, or it's fine?
I mean, after, I want to just get like a pop-up screen saying, okay, my money has been sent, and not have to worry about saving the beneficiary again.
I think that can even be added after the whole transaction process is completed. Do you want to save the beneficiary? Yes or no? If you say yes, it saves it. And if you say no, you can just close that page. How about that?
I mean, they're both right, though. They're both right. But I want to even understand, I think, Thelma's point of view. And I think Thelma is looking at saved beneficiaries as a huge problem, right? Like, do you think it's going to take you maybe 2 extra steps to save beneficiaries?
No, I mean, like, okay.
That's why I want it to be before.
Since we're even saying the transaction description is optional, I'm not saying that it should be like a standalone feature. It might just be like a little microcopy text that like a user can just click and automatically just checks, maybe like a check icon saying, okay, beneficiary saved. We can do this here, or maybe when we get to the whole transaction history page, you can now save beneficiary there. I'm just saying that after I authorize transaction, I just want to see a page saying my money has been sent.
Okay. So both of you are right again, super correct. I love the idea, but I thought of something when you were explaining that, Thelma. So what if this is the amount I'm sending to Doja? I've been able to verify your details. And after verifying your details, the system is asking, would you like to save this as a beneficiary immediately? And I can say yes or no, and I can now proceed to complete transaction. Does that make sense to everybody? Because after your authorized transaction, I need to now know if you want to make this a recurring payment or not. So I don't want to have 2 questions after a transaction. Oh, you finished though. Would you want to save it? Would you want to make it recurring? That would be too much. So we can break it and split it into 2 this way. So yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So authorizing transaction, we can use pin, right? You can use fingerprints. Basically, you can use any of those guys. Pin, fingerprints, or oh, pin or biometric. So what this means is when you are signing up as a user, at a point, we need you to create PIN, or we need you to add your biometrics to our app. So I'm just going to put this somewhere here in the middle. What else do we need when they are creating their account with us? Nothing yet. So if we move to payments, so payments is a little bit dicey. I'm trying to remember. I want to, let's say airtime first of all. Airtime. I want to top up my phone with, oh, airtime. If I click on airtime, we should immediately know if you want to send it to our phone number. And that is because we've already asked for your phone number before. So we might need phone number somewhere. So that means we already have your phone number, but would you like to send to someone else? So there will be a field for phone number, but immediately there's your phone number there. You can just input the amount. There's a phone number and there's a network, so you can input amount and keep it moving. Let me start with amount. So 1,005 to my phone number. Immediately we select your network. This one is possible. It's not like bank. So you don't need to make the extra click to select it. From your phone number, we can tell this is Etisalat, this is Etel. Would you want to save? Not really. Not really, because you should be able to access your contacts. So we need to ask for access to contacts. When they are signing up, so you can just pick it from phone number, add it to your network.
Okay, but should that necessarily come there? Because I mean, sometimes I might just want to use the app for only transfer and savings and not have anything to do with bill payment.
With phone number.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. But at this stage, we've not arranged this for sign up or sign in. I'm just putting this here based off of the requirements we're working with right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so amount, phone number, the next thing we need you to authorize it. We might not necessarily ask you to make this a recurring. I don't know. I think maybe depending. Then the next thing is for bill payment. Okay, so this is 10 minutes to 2. Should I proceed after 2? Is Doing on the call?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Florence.
Hi, Doing. Can I proceed after 2? Is there something after? Okay, sure.
So, how long do you think it would take after 2 p.m.?
I need to be very fast. I just want to do something I enter Figma. So let's say 1 hour. Because someone asked a very interesting question about creating design system, which that's not possible with the short time. But just to create like a style guide and maybe show how to get started, then I can leave it there. So that means this is just UX and little to no UI. So
all right, that's quite understandable. So the problem is that we have a call for 3. There's another meeting for 3 with this Zoom. So yes,
So if you can like
Okay.
work within that time, there's no
2:30.
problem. No, you can
Okay.
actually work within now and 2:50, 2:55 thereabouts. Does that
Okay.
sound good?
Thank you. Yes, sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Florence.
Okay, so I'm going to throw away bills because we don't really care about them. Let's go to the main guys. Investment savings is practically the same, so I'm just going to move it to investment. The major reason why would someone come to our platform to invest with us? High investment rates, and I think that's the only thing we stated here. High investment rates, free transaction. This is for budgeting. Okay, so you have X amount of Naira. We ask you. So of course, we'll show you different investment plans, first of all. Okay. And
Hello.
so we have, hi, Joseph, a new person. Welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well done. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Ask a question.
Sure, shoot.
This the investment plan is just coming. I mean, it's just about starting now. You know, like we or somebody like me that have no idea of investment process or how to tabulate the maybe the interface and so on like that. So what do we think? What do you think we should? Do we need to get a sample of a app, that will take us through the process, or so that at least we'll be able to get an idea of how things will go from one point to another?
So another, oh, I get your point. So you're saying as a designer, you've not worked in this space before. So understanding existing flow to be able to come up with this flow, right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, makes sense. Sorry, my bad. Because so I created this based off the assumption that, oh, I've worked in the space. So the only difference is I'm creating a mobile bank for millennials, which is a smaller group of people as opposed to everybody. Let me see. Do we have any online? Okay, I think alternatively, I can show you my phone. So yeah, that makes sense. So before we start off with this, guys, let's see what other people are doing because we don't know how to create this guy. I'm going to share my, what's the word? I'm going to share my screen but from my phone so I can play through or play with other phones or other apps on my phone. So I'm trying to remember the app. This guy. Oh yeah, good thing. Cool. Movie, audio. Okay, can everyone see my phone?
Yes,
Can
we
you see my
can.
screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Um, let me see, maybe Carbon. So Carbon is the app I designed. It's very buggy. So why is it taking forever to load though? This is strange. Okay, I'm trying AO. I think it takes so long for them to come. Okay, so AO is an app I like, really, really like so much because the interest rate is higher than Carbon, or was higher than Carbon before COVID. So right now we're trying to save, and for their flow is this way. Click on create account. Okay. And I think something is wrong with my internet. I don't think it's always this slow. Okay, so that means what are you saving for? So they have different groups. So we can go back to these guys. This one, they didn't start with investment plans. So what we are doing right now is competitive analysis. I mean, it's not full competitive analysis, but I can fly as that. So AO started with create a new safe. And they went to, let's say I want to buy a car, and they show me their plans. Aha, oh, sorry, oh, show the plan. Then their flex saving is 5. Oh, this have something that used to be 18% or 16%. I can't remember. Let's go for the highest, which is fixed. And I'm seeing about fixed. So that means something I can explain now. Then continue to safe name and amount. So choose a plan, input name and amount. So next there's amount I want to save, maybe. Oh, I'm still flux, so I don't have so much money. So I want to say, let's say 50K. Do you want interest? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, do you know why they asked this question?
So why did they ask?
Do you know why?
No.
Okay. So if we had done an extensive, or if we had carried out an extensive user research, we'll see that there are a group of users that believe they don't want interest on their savings because it's against, I think, their law or their spiritual belief. And it's something called, I think, halal investment or something, where there is no investment, there's no interest. Yeah, there's no interest on investment. So when you interview or talk to a group of users, you see that they run away from products that encourages or that just assume that they want interest on savings. So this shows that your work is more inclusive in terms of their users. So they care about the Christians, the Muslims, everybody that wants to invest. So, but for me, yes, I want to invest. Next, choose duration. So do you want to invest? Duration. Okay. So choose duration. I want to invest for 1 year, so 365 days. I'm coming. Sorry. So cold. Sorry. I don't know why they did not move from 30 days to 6 months to 9 months to 1 year. I feel maybe they wanted to be consistent, so they went with just days. But as a user, what if I'm not that smart? How will I know that 360 days is equals to a year? I know I'm supposed to go to school, I'm supposed to pay attention, but how will I know? But left to me, I would have changed this to 1 year instead of 360 days. But let's move. How would you like to collect your interest? Collect now, collect later. I'm not sure I know why. But yeah, let's go with later. I don't necessarily, I don't want that, so I'm not going to include that. Okay, so the last part is supposed to include my money, then I make payments now. Interesting. Okay, last part is payments. Payments. Interesting. I'm coming. Let me try to open Carbon. Beautiful. So for Carbon, create investments. So they have all their, this is fixed, this is periodic, and this is one time. And there's already little explanation there of everything I need to know. So if I'm going to do fixed, it's 15 for this, for that. Okay. So some other guys, this is AO. Some other guys started with the investment plan, and I can view details if I want. Okay, and learn more. I can't top up. Interesting. Oh, I can top up. So let me go for 15% because oh my god, it's so juicy. So create plan. Oh, investment name. Oh, the explainer is for choose a plan, and explainer is also here. Different colors. Choose a name, and there is the amount. So choose input name and amount. Duration. So choose a name. So this one, there is no what do you want to use the investment for. It's just look at the investment plans, then choose a name, then give us an amount. So let's say for Carbon, I can save 75,000 every month for a year. Interesting. I love the way they're showing me the amount I'm going to get. Why am I saying 50 something? Sure. The amount I'm going to get if I decide to save for a year. So if I save for a year, I'm going to get 86,000 euro. So basically, they're giving me context to my amount. That's why I like Carbon app. Or maybe because I designed it, I don't know. I'm partial. Okay, so so I know categorically that I'm going to get an extra 10,000 euro if I save with Carbon for 1 year. Done with the same with 15.5 interest rate. I can't unlock this plan, so that's why that one is faded. Okay, estimated returns. Oh, so they're not asking a lot. Input this, and I choose my duration. Then that's all. Sure. Yeah, that's all. Then proceed. Okay, so there's a box or a card that is giving me more information. Okay. So that means I need something that gives them more information so they can confirm their investment. So this is okay. Do I want to fund now or do I want to proceed later? So I can proceed, make payments. Okay, so you can do this with other fintechs and other banks. Let me stop sharing. Right, screen. Okay. I think I like carbon. I can tilt towards carbon and try to tweak it. I think I like some things in AOO. I can take one or two things. So basically, this is what, if you're not familiar with the space, you can just check all the apps if you have time to check all the apps, or check some apps and yeah, and pick what you want. So if we have to pick what we want, let me see. Check time. I like the idea of showing me investment plans. Do I want to know why they want to invest? How would that help the user if we want to know why they want to invest? But we have a name. So we have investment plans, sorry. Explainer, input name, and input amount. So investment name. Amount. I choose my duration. There's something that tells them this is it, then they can make payments. Oh yeah, before choosing my duration, I ask them if they want interest for the plan. What else? Yeah, we can work with this guy. So just the same way we have designers that are not familiar with the space, we also have users that are not so familiar with investing online. So for instance, Flux would like to invest more money or save more money, but she has never saved with any other platform before. She has always been saving her money by putting it under her pillow, maybe. So there will be explainers everywhere to clearly explain the whole process, but this will be when we are designing, which there will be no time for that. Budgeting. For budgeting, I think I like CUDA for that. So I'm going to quickly show. Oh shit, no. Okay. Okay, so for budgeting, I like the way CUDA do their thing. Okay, so interesting. Let's study. So I can see spend last month, spend this month, budget. I can create a budget, and I can see transactions. Interesting. You can create a project, and we have a list of categories. So for this guy, I can say maybe input income, so we can get the percentage of spendings from the person's income, or we can just calculate income and say this is your income. So maybe show income. I'm not sure. We can show them a list of categories. Then, so that means I can input what I want. Let me see, transportation, 5,000 euro budget. Done. Right. So what happens? All set. Okay, interesting. List of categories. Easily input amount. So, okay. Today for food. does that look like? Easily impute and edit amount. Show income. Show graphically spendings. Should we put a transaction limit? Yes or no? What else? Okay, I think we can work with this guy. We'll come back to that one. So for sign up, we can ask for their phone number because we need their phone number as a unique ID. We can ask for their email to tie it to the phone number. Do we need anything from CBN? So when it comes to mobile banking applications, it's not like your typical social app where first name, last name, email. We need to ask for some things that that is required by CBN from the fintech, I guess. So I know they ask for phone number, email, they ask for BVN, but do we want their BVN at the sign up stage? Maybe not. So I'm going to this. If they're not to ask for BVN now, we will skip BVN. We need you to be able to lock up your phone. So PIN or biometric. So when you're signing in, you can sign in with your phone number and your PIN, or we can give them a unique number that we'll call account number and PIN, but they will remember. So phone number is easy to remember. Let me see. Let's see what folder. And log out. And I try to log into. Okay. So you just, there's my name and PIN. Interesting. If I check out AOL, whoosh, that was too fast. AOL is phone number and password. Carbon is just name and PIN office ID. Okay. Interesting. So we can leave this guy's permissions. Yeah, so now we are almost to super rush, but we're almost there. What time? 2:14. Next thing is to still tied to competitive analysis is to create mood board. Mood board is just getting screenshots of. Don't let me give you my own definition. Let's just look for serious definition of mood board. It's a type of visual presentation consisting of images, text, samples of objects in a composition or something. So, but yeah, the English I wanted to say is mood board is taking screenshots or taking notes of different screens. It can be copied too of applications from your competitors or from anywhere. So for instance, some people go to Dribble, some people use Behance. We also have mobbing.design. I love using these guys because, so basically when it comes to mood board creation, I love creating my mood board with actual life applications. I think something's wrong with them. And I occasionally come to Dribble because it's interesting how people use colors. It's super beautiful on Dribble. So yeah, when it comes to UI, I'm making my design look really pretty, very clean, because I love clean, minimal but also fine looking designs, I come to Dribble. But if I'm looking at how does products work and how can I make my own work faster, or how can I reduce the flow, how can I reduce the steps, I go to live applications. And this page is not opening. I don't know why. Okay, so you can, depending on what you're working on, you can get a lot of live products end-to-end flow from Mobbing. I use Mobbing a lot. But for our scenario right now that we're creating a digital bank app, I've downloaded a couple of those apps so we can work with those ones on my phone and we can back it up with Dribble. I'm thinking of other platforms you can use as well. In terms of products, I use Figma. It's also very similar to Miro, the fact that I can collaborate with the PMs, the developers, everybody on the platform. We can come here, talk about the products or talk about my design and talk about the flow and move on without having to send a file to somebody on Slack. So yeah, use this guy. So now we're about to bring the flow into Figma. I'm going to start with, let's say, investment. Let's start with investment, for instance. Then we can build it back. So working with frame. Okay, this is important when it comes to working on websites and not so much on mobile apps, but it's better to work on the smallest device and scale. I mean, so that the developer will be able to scale up. And in our scenario right now, Doja uses a Samsung J series phone. Let me see what that looks like. I'm seeing 720 by 148 resolution. Okay. Flux uses an iPhone 5. What does that look like? So this is resolution 640. Interesting. Anyways, I come to frame. This is 360 Android, and there is SC320. We can use SC320, which is the smallest, and scale up. But this is not a website, so it's fine. But if you are designing a website and it's a responsive website, the big guy, if you design top for it, you should, or it's at 1152 by 700, so they can scale up to 1500. But if you want to design a mobile app, we can do anyone. So let me go for iPhone 11, I guess. Also, now the next thing is creating a layout. Before we can create, or before I create, we need type. What's time? 2:21. Okay, so for type, I'm just going to, maybe let's do Montserrat. But ideally, you use the brand's font style. in some cases that won't fly. Sometimes the brand can go with a font style that is really fancy and so fine, and cannot really use it to design a mobile because it's not readable, and maybe it looks weird on a smaller device, so that won't fly in all cases. But let's say for this product, our company or the brand used a Montserrat font. Um, and I just want to work on the layout. So before I even come into Figma, I would have sketched this, then take a picture of my screenshot side by side with what I'm working on. I think a typical example is this project I'm working on. So I had to create this stuff, and all I need to do is just a quick rough sketch of what I'm trying to do, and also like a layout thingy. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically, sketch first, but if you don't have enough time to sketch, you can come into Figma and layer out what you want to do. I need a grid system. So let's say I want to work with columns, 6 columns, margin 15, this 16 or so. Oh yeah, don't worry. Human interface. Great. So the trick, if whenever I want to create my own design system, I go around and I look for already existing design systems, or yeah. So for instance, there is human interface, there's material design, there is there are some other ones by Spotify, Dropbox. I mean Shopify, Dropbox. There is Ant Design. And all I do is try to look for similar things they've created. So for instance, iOS had something for architecture. They had something for grid system. I'm trying to look for their grid system. Visual design. Oh, layouts. Okay, so their margin for iOS is varies from font to font coming. Can't find what I'm looking for. Anyways, let me move back. Okay, now I'm trying to create my own grid system. I want my margin to be 15. I want my gutter to be 16, or it can also be 15 if I want. So the difference between this last guy and the edge of the phone. The gutter is the difference between the bar, this bar, and this bar. So this space in between is the gutter. Let's see. Can see this colors to 10 grade. Now let's go back to investments. In terms of layout, there's this guy that I can take a screenshot of. And think I can, oh shit, can't paste it yet. And there is the Carbon app. I can take a screenshot of. Oh, I'm wondering why I'm taking the screenshot and sending it when I can just look on my phone. Don't worry. Okay, so let me bring this guy in. Okay, so you can call this page my main design, and I can call the cover. So then I can call the next page maybe inspiration, which is aka mood board. You can move these guys into inspiration. Then maybe go into dribble to look for more something type investment if I want. But yeah, I can start off the layout, which for the first one, we need to let them see investment plans. And they both, oh, this does not have investment plan. Just so, let me check out AO's investment plan. Could have done this. Don't know why I didn't do this since. Okay, so they both look familiar. sound visually distinguished everything. It's fine. Can have boxes. So at this stage, we've not even selected a type yet. We've not really defined our type. We've not defined our colors, which is fine. And what we are doing right now is fidelity design. Go to 5 if I want. How many investment plans do we have in our company? Let's say we have 3 too. What else did these people do to this thing? Don't think it's relevant. Then copy. In terms of icons, I really love feather icons because it's clean and just like it's clean and really thin and minimal and so beautiful. So I want their back button, but Figma has integration with feather icons, so I don't really need to come here, download all, start importing so much stress. So I want back button. This is now the problem. Okay. So that means in our design system, we will define our icon sets as feather icons. This one can be anywhere. Then type might be Montserrat. We'll still figure out what that guy is going to be. And have this as back, maybe not. And we'll still define our font. So for now, I'm just going to work with 16, then work with 32 for this guy. What else? Okay, so we have investment plan A. Story will be here. Can I group this guy? And this is investment plan C. Plan B, investment plan C, and this small A. So when I click on the investment plan, the first thing it's asking is for name. So okay, also we noted that we need to always explain what everything stands for. So we can click on investment plan A and it opens up on a new page and we explain what investment plan A is, or we can do it the way Carbon did theirs, which is they opened up those view details and oh okay, it's back. So this stuff, I think I like this stuff because it's straight to the point. And this amount, start with this. This is what this plan contains this is the minimum duration. Can you top up? No, you cannot top up. View less create. Like it's so straight to the point and not so much story. So that means we have this guy. And when you click on something called view more details, somewhere, for example, let me see. This is 345. 345. So if I click on view details, it can show anywhere I want it to be. So let's just say it shows like this. Or it might even be a pop-up safe that slides from down up. I think that was AO. So it can be anyhow. See, just to be sure. Okay. So this was oh shit, details. There might be a divider somewhere. Okay, so now there's details. We have extra call to actions, which we just want them to create an account. So we can just work with one call to action for now. We'll do the off state later on. So when designing, there's always the ideal state. The ideal state is, oh, everything is rosy and everything is so good. So for instance, I don't need to go back because I'm on this page and I want to invest. I don't need to I think there was something I saw somewhere. Okay, so for instance, now if I click out, it closes this pop-up. And if I click continue, it moves to the next one. But what if there was no close before? So the ideal state is I'm clicking on this, I'm learning more, and I'm proceeding. But there are some scenarios where users just want to learn more and they're not ready to continue right now. So they can click out, go back, and do whatever they want to do in the app. So there are other scenarios, but there's always the ideal scenario. So we can base off our first layout / flow based off of an ideal state. So this is create account, I guess. Create plan. This is a major call to action. It's amount name. Amount name and investment name. So that means we're going to need a text bold text field while we are creating our system or guide. So icon feather. We need to identify or create different typography, not necessarily fonts. We need to pick the color from the brand color, and we need something for text field, and we need to show different states. I think someone asked a question. I think this is Omowale. Do you understand what I'm doing? And I just want to quickly brush through because I'm giving myself 10 minutes or 9 minutes now. So different states. So that is when it's inactive, active states, when you select, we need all the states. Yeah. And maybe while we're creating our mid fidelity, we'll still figure out what else we need in a design system. But for now, at this point, we need a text field. So we can come back to this place. Oh, my AirPods are running low. Can come here and work with a wannabe design. We can work with a fake text field for now. So what do we want? We want investment name. User FE this is 40, and we can have something by the side if I want. This guy is ridiculously big, but when we define it, that will make sense. For now, just move with this guy. We can have explainers later on, but for now, just want investment name, want investment amount. We can say we want Naira sign here. Wrong place. Then we have 6 minutes to go. Do you want interest on this investment? Oh, it's a big phone. I can use a toggle. So that means in our design system, when we start creating one, we are going to need toggle, and there are different states for toggle. I mean, the component aspect of the design system, not just. So I can have and interest for the plan, or for this plan. So we can have a toggle that says yes or no. Oh boy. Let's put this guy there. Toggle might not work, but we'll put the guy there and we'll see if it works. So it is 4 minutes to 2:50. Does anybody have questions? Because I'm definitely not going to meet my time. So let me just start answering questions. Does anyone have any question for me so far? From you have your design brief, you try to someone is already saying something.
Hi, Florence.
Dodger,
Thanks
my
so much.
favorite student.
Thanks so much. Thanks again for taking us through this class, even up to this moment. So we can use those design on mob beans and so on those other platforms to like get our inspiration, right?
Yes, you can. I'm trying to get mobbing again. I want to even show you what mobbing looks like and exactly why I love them. I don't know what's happening to mobbing, but let me just explain it from Dribble. The difference why I love mobbing than Dribble. So Dribble, you see only snapshots of screens, and sometimes the screens they don't make so much sense, so you don't really know how to apply it in maybe while working. But at least in terms of UI, you can definitely work with Dribble and look at the way they use their colors. So for instance, if I had time, this is a way can you see the section of Dribble? So this is the way should I say, shop for color schemes close to the brand color. Alternatively, I create my own color with colors. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, we have this guy. So let's say, let me work with Stuten color, for instance. So Stuten they have this purple. What shade of purple is this guy? Is in their CSS page. Stuff was built from scratch.
Oops. Hello? Okay, my. No, nobody will see me. I'm coming. Okay, so there's a tiny problem. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Oh, you can see me. Oh, great. Yes. Okay. Because it happens whenever my AirPods goes off, no one can hear me and I can't hear anybody again. But, come on. This is different. So I wanted to talk about colors. So for instance, let's say this is a color. Let's say this is the color of the brand. For instance, let's say this is the primary color from the brand person. I'm not a brand person. So if I want to get my own complementary colors that maybe I need a shade of black, for instance, I use colors and I keep pressing spacebar. So this is like a shade of black I can use as my primary black. And I tint or add black to each of them. Let me show you quickly what that looks like. Oh no. So this is the color, for instance. And I want to get black. So this is a black. I can look for shades of this color. So I can use it maybe when you hover your mouse on a text field or on a button or something. What does that look like? So if I want it to be lighter, for instance, okay, if I duplicate this, guy behind it. White. Let's add this. So this is the way me I do my own. Working. So make this, let's say 50. Take this, gotten like a lighter shade, but 50 is too much. But let me use 80. I've gotten a lighter shade of this black, and if I want a darker shade, I can highlight everything here, hold on to shift and press down. So this is like the next darker shade. If I go 2 times darker, so this is a darker shade of this black. I think a better differentiator would be blue. Okay, let me go lighter and let me go darker. So getting a transparent version, I put them side by side. So this is the primary color. Can you see? This is primary color, this is lighter shade, this is darker shade. But this is if I'm coming up with colors. I can use this guy. I occasionally, if I'm too lazy to do these things, I move to where's dribble. And mobbing is not. Please, Dodger, whenever, just try mobbing.design. I'm going to paste the link in the chat section. So the reason why I like this is because it shows the screen from flow to flow, back to back, which is really amazing, as opposed to just seeing a screen without context. Then there is color. You can work with colors, or you can use dribble and work with the complementary colors here. So for instance, for dribble, in this design, now I'm beginning to think it's my internet. Okay. In this design is so beautiful, of course. And the designer worked with this color palette, for instance. So you can make or mirror this designer's color palette to come up with your own color palette if you want. And what else? What was the question again? I think you mentioned mobbing and you mentioned colors and
Hi,
fonts.
Florence.
Hi.
Hi, Florence. Okay,
Hi.
so I'm thinking of moving this call to another Zoom ID. I don't know if that's fine by you, because it seems like you have some other things to cover.
Well, I mean, I just have questions. I just want to take questions right now. So maybe some other time we can finish up this project. But
Okay.
questions. So maybe
All right.
2 minutes for questions.
All right, so we can move to the other Zoom link so you can take questions and answer them. So yeah,
Okay.
I think that one has, sorry?
No, that sounds fine.
Okay, so I'll just drop the link here.
Okay, so everyone, we're moving just for questions, so you guys will have time for your next session. Someone is about to drop the link. Let me stop sharing.
Hi, Florence.
Well, does anyone have any other questions while we wait for the link? Any questions?
Hello, Florence.
Hi.
All right, so I'll drop the link on the calendar so you can view it.
Oh, okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works. Have you done that already? Let's see. Refresh. Does anyone have any questions while we wait for the link?
All right, I just did. I just added it to the calendar.
Okay. And it's like I don't really have any questions again, so I think I'll just stop here so everyone can just go.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds.
Instead of moving because everyone is so quiet. So I think, and I've not done a lot, but at least with little I've done, I hope everyone will be able to, should I say, break down a design brief into flow and link it into mid fidelity and yeah, find their way around. Will everyone be able to do that?
Yes, I guess the material what we use to design today, we'll be able to get those materials and also work with them. That will help us also.
Okay.
Maybe to get like the link to the Miro link and just see, go back and see the process again. Then we would of course watch the video recording too.
Okay, sure. But for the last time, no questions, right?
Yeah, I have a question. Okay.
Where you get the color palette now, you said it's dribble. Where you have the those color palette, those different colors that you just showed up.
Yeah, but dribble is when I'm lazy. The ideal one is color. I think I should, let me post it here so everyone can get it later on. Colors.co. Can you see it in the chat, everybody?
Yes, I think you can see it.
Okay. Any other question from anybody? Okay, so I am going to, everyone can reach out to me on Twitter or on Instagram. My username is Florence Dairo. If you have more questions, or if you want to just, if you have questions about design generally, or if you want to further a career as a freelancer, which is a whole different ballgame, we can hop on a call and talk about it afterwards, one-on-one if you want. Thank you so much for the time today. And I'm so sorry I'm not able to do a lot, but
Sorry, can you send the
It's fine.
Can you send the link again through the mail, the message?
Yeah, I just did.
Oh,
From
okay.
Username across board.
So it's Slack everyone. So
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed the session. Thank you so much. We'll be sure to reach out to you.
Please help us with the link to the Miro.
Sure. I'll clean it up now and send it to student. They'll send it down to everyone.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you, Florence. Bye.